Hey friends, in this video I am cleaning up my craft room. I have been doing a lot of work lately that has led to little piles just piling up. I've also been not organizing my stamps and dies for quite a while. I've been shoving things in corners and I just need a fresh start. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk you through my whole craft room cleanup. Hopefully this inspires you to clean up yours, but also hopefully it inspires you to reorganize some spaces. Maybe you'll find some things in this video that might help you do so, or some inspiration that will get you started. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm a little embarrassed to show you this, but you loved it last time, so I am just going to be fully transparent that it is not always clean around here, but it will be clean by the end of the video. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Give this a thumbs up if you enjoy watching a little organization, because I certainly do. Also, I realized that I wore the exact same outfit in the last video. It's a completely different day. This is just my favorite outfit. All right, welcome aboard the Hot Mess Express. This is what it usually looks like after I have done a card making marathon. After I've made probably 5 or 6 cards in a row, I tend to go from one card to the next without cleaning up, because to me, I'm like, why would I put all the things away only to get them back out again? So I just let myself go crazy. This is my scraps section. I just throw all my scrap paper over here, pieces that I've trimmed off that need to be refiled away, ink pads that are new. I have random blanks that I need to put away or be inspired with. It's just all everywhere all at once. And this is just the reality of it sometimes. So I'm excited to get this all cleaned up. I love a fresh, clean slate so that I can get creative again and be inspired again. And let's tiptoe to the other side of the room. This is equally a little messy. I have piles of things that I have purchased that need to be either assembled or put away, stacks of stamps and dies that I've used that need to be filed and organized. It's all just crazy. Speaking of crazy, these are all the cards I've made lately that have not been mailed out, and I need to file them away because, as you can see, that's a Christmas card, so I won't be mailing that out until next year. But I have a good filing system for my cards, and I'm going to show you in a little bit. So here it all is. This is me being completely transparent that behind the scenes it gets a tad messy, but equally it's so nice to get it all cleaned up. So let's go ahead and start doing that. So before I do anything, let's just set a little ambiance. Sometimes you just need a little calm amongst the chaos just to get everything going, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I made this candle in a recent video. It smells divine, and it's just what I need to set the tone to clean up this little mess. So let's get this done, and then we'll be inspired to create some more beautiful things in this space. All right, so first up, we are going to look at my to-do list. One thing I like to do when it's time to rally and get things done is create a list of all the things that I need to complete. It just keeps me on task. And so I'm going to reference that list as I get moving through this craft space. Another thing that I like to do is put on a favorite show or a show that I've been binge watching lately. Cleaning up and doing any task, honestly, is so much more fun when I have a little fun background noise that I can listen to and watch from time to time. It just makes the task more manageable and equally a little bit more fun. But I have to be honest here, I actually really enjoy cleaning. I find it very fun, very gratifying. I love doing laundry. I love all sorts of those unfavorable tasks. Sometimes they just are relaxing to me. I can be somewhat of a clean freak, which you're thinking, no, you're not. Look at your space right now. But again, this was after creating quite a few things in a row, and I just let myself go to town and have fun and worry about the mess later. So got my favorite show on, and now I'm gonna zoom. I did speed this up. I really wish that I could work this fast, honestly, all the time, but that's not the reality of it. So it'll be fun to watch me work at super speed in this video. Pausing really quick to talk about baby wipes. I get a lot of questions on how I clean my stamps, and I use baby wipes. I use a very mild baby wipe that we get from Costco. These are the baby wipes we used with our kids as well. And honestly, I use them for everything. Even though we are out of diapers at our house, I have baby wipes all around my house because I have fallen in love with them. They are good for wiping up everything, especially in a craft room. So these are the Kirkland brand from Costco. I love them. I have a baby wipe container that I keep them in, and I scrub my stamps with them. They work really, really good. And in my opinion, if they are gentle enough for baby's skin, they are gentle enough for cleaning my stamps. One thing I truly love about a craft room cleanup is really, really deep cleaning and getting those counters all cleaned up, wiping down my keyboard. Oh my goodness, there is nothing more gratifying than wiping down a keyboard. That gets really gunky from time to time. So I like to clean each and every little space, move things around, get underneath certain places, and it just is so necessary to get a good, fresh, deep clean, and it feels so good. Okay, another one of my love languages, and don't giggle at me because I know, but I love rearranging things. I love walking into a space and having a fresh new take on it. So I am going to rearrange my little craft mat area. I have these cute caddies that I got last time during my craft room cleanup, and I love them. They are wonderful for storing a lot of supplies in close proximity to me, and when card making, I need a lot of supplies within arm's reach. So instead of having them off to the side, I decided to put them in front of my craft mat in between my computer and workspace, and I love it. I've been working a little bit behind the scenes since this video, creating with cards, and it's so nice to have them even closer. So I love rearranging. It's just so fun. Also, check out this cute gift my son made me for Mother's Day. They're pens. Aren't they sweet? I love them. Okay, I am going to finish wiping up here, and then we are zooming to another little area of this room and getting it all cleaned up. So again, this is kind of just a little catch-all area of blanks. I have this little bureau behind me that I like to keep my blanks in. It works really well. It's from IKEA. It has a couple little cupboards and some drawers. We're also going to get this space all wiped down. This is my area where I keep all of my alcohol markers, and then I also keep some of my finished cards that need to be either photographed or filed away. And again, you're going to see my filing system for my finished cards in a bit. But here's a sneak peek of some finished cards that you're going to see coming up in just a bit. Okay, nice and clean, and now we're tackling even another space. This is my little zone for scrap paper, and you can see full-size paper in the little paper holders in the back, but I also have lots of scraps that have been trimmed off from other card making projects, and I've just shoved them and I'm waiting to put them all back in. So first things first, you're gonna see me go through each and every color, and what I'm doing is I'm removing all the tiny scraps that I have placed with every coordinating color. And for a while, that has been my solution for organizing my scraps. What I do is any of the small pieces from each color, I'll just put in the front of each color. That way, if I go to grab a color, I can really quickly go to the front of each individual color and see if I have any smaller pieces that I can use first. But it started getting a little bit hard for me to do so. And so I was telling you I got a little photo album and I was going to do some type of scrap organization with that. But you know what? I ended up talking myself out of it for a couple reasons, and I am going to go back to my tried and true original organization method for my scraps. I did this in my old craft room before I moved, and it worked so good last time, so I'm going right back to it. You know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So first I need to find all those little scrap pieces. Again, they're just in the front section of each color where I tucked them away. And so now these bins are only going to have full-size paper or mostly full-size paper. So if they're pretty big, I'll keep them in there, but all the smaller pieces I'm going to keep in another little scrap bin. So once I have all of those pieces selected, then I can start going ahead and organizing them. The next thing I want to do though before I tackle that is I have a bunch of new paper from Concord and Ninth that they've sent me over for various projects that I've done for them in the past, and they're kind enough to send me some more cardstock. And I was gonna zoom through this, but I thought this is a great way for you to see all of their beautiful colors. I do use their colored cardstock pretty much exclusively. I find that their colors are just gorgeous. And not only are they so pretty, but they coordinate so well with one another. So they are my go-to company for colored cardstock. I love, love, love them. So this is my filing system for my full-size sheets. These are actually magazine tabs, I believe, magazine cover tabs. I can't remember the name of them, but I'll link them down below. And you'll see on each tab, I have a label, and those are actually Concord and Ninth's labels for their ink pads. And what I did is I took the label for each color and put them on a tab, and then that's how I know which color is which color, and I keep them all organized in this fashion. I've done this for quite a while. It works beautifully. Not only does it work very nicely, but it's gorgeous to look at. So I'll link the tabs plus these bins down below for you. I'll try to link as many things that you see in this video as possible, but if I don't, it's just because of time. So I also do have some craft room tours that you can look through and find other products that you need. All right, so that was a nagging task. I've had that pack of cardstock for a while now, and now it's all filed away in their individual spots with their colors. Now the next thing that I want to do is Concord and Ninth again had a new color release where they released, I believe, 6 new colors this year. And so I have a couple packs of those as well, and I have the ink pad labels. So I need to sort these new colors. I need to get new tabs, and I need to label them with their color label. And then once I have that all done, I am referencing their website because they have them in color order. That way I know where these new colors fit on the color wheel. So I am putting my little labels on there. I'm referencing the website, and I am tucking all of those colors into their new spots. And again, another nagging task. Sometimes I just let things fester for a while until I have time to focus on them. And this is one of those things where I'm just so happy that I finally got this done. This space is going to be so much nicer with all of this cardstock all put away. So all those new colors are now tucked in tight, and now I'm going to focus on those scraps. So I have also some specialty paper that I want to try and use in some upcoming videos. So I went ahead and tucked those on the end so that I can visually remember to use those. But now again, I had a system where I just put similar colors in each of these little slots, and this is how I have been doing my scraps for a while now. But again, since we moved, I tried something different, and I ended up just not liking the other way I was trying it. So I thought, you know what, the other way, there was no problem with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I have this bin, it has 4 little slots, and I'll try to link it if they still create it down below. And the only thing is it's not quite wide enough for an A2 size card, and A2 is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I wanna say the width is probably about 5 1/4 or 5 inches. So you can't do A2 size cardstock in this unless you put them long ways, but I think this is a great solution for all of my scraps. Again, it worked last time, so I'm gonna go right back to the method that I used and just do it again. So I always try to find new ways to do things, and sometimes I'm really grateful because I do find other ways that are more efficient than the previous way, but other times I try to find something new and it doesn't necessarily work, and that's just natural, right? We're always trying to find new ways to do things, and sometimes it works, sometimes we go back to our tried and true. But I am simply going to trim down the pieces. Sometimes I like to trim down like crooked areas off too, just so that everything is a nice fresh piece. So I am trimming down a little bit just so that they fit very nicely in this little space. And the front slot is pinks and oranges and yellows. The second will be greens. The third will be kind of teals and blues and purples. And then that back will be browns, blacks, and white. And that's just a way that I like to organize things. Also, I'm doing my best to keep them in somewhat color order like you see my cardstock. So I'm trying to make sure that I keep them all in somewhat the same order so that it's easier for me to locate them. I'm also finding some full sheets in here because, again, this was an area where I was just throwing cardstock from previous card projects. So I do have some pieces that need to be refiled in this pile as well. Now I am using a die that I have from Concord and Ninth. It cuts out 6 little rectangles, and what I have is these are little color swatches that I keep of each color. Sometimes it's nice to grab tiny little color swatches to decide what color palette I want to use on a card. So I'm grabbing all of those new sheets of paper that were just released, all those new colors. I'm making sure to swatch them out with that die, and then I'm putting them with my color swatches. So just adding those new colors to my collection as well, in every form, in the paper, in the swatches, and getting everything all organized. All right, so this space is looking great, much more clean and organized. And now, again, wiping down those countertops, that way everything is truly, truly deep cleaned. Now I'm gonna redo this space a little bit. I got this is a little base for under a computer monitor. I didn't end up liking it for my space only because it raised my computer up terribly high and I didn't like that, but I love the idea of it because I like the drawer for adding some additional storage, so I put some other card making things in there. Recently, Joann closed in our area and throughout the nation, and so when they were closing, I went to a couple locations to get some things, and I found this gold cardstock that I wanted to grab for my card making. I like to trim these down to an A2 size, again, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I keep them in those little caddies because they are a most used item. And now I'm just doing a little bit more rearranging, and little by little this space is becoming so fresh. But here is the final little scrap bin. I love how that looks. Not only is it pretty, but it's gonna be very functional and easy and quick to grab and go. So that works for me. Go ahead and do whatever works for you with scraps. Again, the photo album thing that I was trying to run with, in the end, it just didn't work because my scraps I don't think were gonna fit, to be honest. I have a lot of scraps. All right, let's go and finish. I was doing things from top to bottom, and now we're gonna finish by doing some vacuuming. I will say I am not loving this plush rug. I love it visually, but I will tell you, paper scraps that fall from my projects get stuck in the rug. They don't vacuum up nice, and it's super frustrating. So that was one thing that was a fail for my craft room when I purchased it, and I'll probably have to get some new rugs. But here is the after of this little section of my craft room. Such a breath of fresh air. Just looks so nice and fresh, and all the counters are wiped down. Love how this looks. And now, dun dun dun, we're gonna go to the other side of the craft room and we're gonna tackle this side. So let's go ahead and focus on this area. We have lots of little zones that need to be cleaned up, and we'll just get it done. Deep breaths, it always gets done. Okay, the first thing that I am going to do is get some things put away. So I have my new Cricut machine. You can check out that video to see more about about that. Got it all decorated and cute, which is so fun for the craft space too. And I'm getting all those pesky cords wrapped up and put away. I had a Hobby Lobby bag of, actually they were kitchen bowls. I found so many cute kitchen bowls at Hobby Lobby, so not sure why they were still in my craft room, but I'm gonna get those washed and put away. And I'm going through my counters and just finding a home for everything. Again, it's just been a busy season of lots of things to do and lots of videos to create, so it got messy. Okay, let's go ahead and do some additional organization. I have this brand new ink cube organizer, and I'm going to use it to organize my Pink Fresh Studio ink cubes. And it's double-sided, so one side you open up, you can put a variety of colors in, and they have little individual slots so that they don't move around. So it keeps them very nice and organized. And then you can flip it to the other side and you have additional storage. I love it. It zips closed and it just houses them so perfectly. It's great for grab and go. So if you want to grab your colors really quick, I'm not sure if you craft on the go. I actually don't, but I love the idea that you can with those. Back to those new colors by Concord and Ninth. I have their new coordinating inks that they sent over to me, and I'm going to label them with those same labels that I used to do my tabs for my paper, and I'm going to place them into their spot with the rest of my ink pads. So getting these all put away and off my countertops. This is so refreshing for me to get done and get crossed off of my list. And now that they are all labeled and ready to go, I'm getting down my ink pad organizer. I am in love with this organizer. I've had it for many years now, and I am simply moving around my inks to make room for the new colors. And again, I'm referencing that color chart that they have on their website so that I know where to place the new colors within the existing colors. So I'll link this organizer down below. I really love it. And again, you can see why it's so nice to have those labels on the outside. That way you know which color you are looking for and you can quickly grab and go. Then I'm realizing that I did not allocate for enough room. I tell you, I'm just so tired lately. I did not count correctly, so I am doing a little backtracking and getting that last color all tucked in there. But this makes for a beautiful space. Everything's so organized, and that project is done. Okay, let's go to organizing cards that are done and awaiting to be used. So I have to admit, I love creating cards. I'm awful about remembering to send them out. So I have an organization system because there are times when I need a quick card and then I know exactly where to find some. So first I'm sorting them. I'm sorting them into piles on what occasion they were made for, such as Christmas or thank you or just because, encouragement, birthday. And then I had to buy an additional basket, and I'll link these baskets down below. They are the perfect size for housing A2 cards. And I have tabs that I have cut down from scrapbook.com. I'm not sure if they still make these. I'll try to find them, but I took my paper trimmer and trimmed them down to size so that they could be little organization tabs for each card section. So they'll say things like Valentine's Day, Easter, and just because, and birthday, but they are wonderful. Here are the cards that I pulled out that need to be mailed right away or used right away, and then the rest of the cards go in this drawer. This drawer also has some A2 size envelopes so that if anybody in my house needs a card for a birthday or any occasion that you can see here, they can come quickly grab a card and also grab an envelope and be on their way. So I love how that looks. I need to be better about sending out cards though. I mean well, I truly do. Things just get in the way. All right, now we are going to just wipe down the surfaces from this side of the room. This is that final step. It always feels so good. All the counters are nice and cleaned off, and then we can move on to the next task. Little by little, this is all getting done, and I'm loving every second of it. Okay, other areas that I need to work on is this area down here. I, again, was housing things that I have purchased that need to be used, and I'm gonna give this a quick cleanup because this is going to be my space for assembling a new craft cart that I have. So I got a new craft cart. I have another version of this in my craft space. Actually, it's the identical one to this. It's my favorite craft cart, and I'll link it for you down below. It is nice and long, which I love, and it also has an optional craft cart topper that you can purchase to put on top, which gives some additional storage and workable space. So I'm going to be working through this. Again, I have my show all on and ready, and I'm going to get this all put together. So the reason I wanted to get this is because I have found that I have a couple die cut machines that I use time and time again, and I want to have them on a space that I can quickly roll to me and use and then roll away. I have my die cutting machines in my Lazy Susan right now, but for the ones that I keep grabbing time and time again, I want to have them a little bit more readily accessible to me. So this craft cart is going to provide the perfect solution. And there it is, it's all done. Now I will say these pink bins are no longer available. I am so bummed. I keep checking and checking and checking. They have not been available for a very long time. And I'm bummed because I want another set of them, but it's all done. The craft space is all cleaned up. I feel refreshed, and I feel like sometimes when it gets too messy, then I just can't focus. Naturally, that's anywhere in my home, especially when my kitchen counters are messy. So a new fresh slate is going to give me that new fresh perspective so that I can create more beautiful things for you and help inspire you further. Hopefully this helped give you some inspiration on how you can organize some things or give you that little nudge to clean your own craft space. And I can't wait to continue crafting with you next time. Thanks for joining me in cleaning my craft room, and I'll see you in the next video.